All right, Counterpunch Boxing Talk. How you doing, YouTube land, fight fans, whatever, passerbyers, newcomers, old timers? You are all welcome. Okay, look, today I want to talk about the Canelo Alvarez and the Chavez fight. Okay, what I see going on out here in YouTube world is lazy journalism. Okay, lazy reporting. All right, what I mean by that, okay, I like to check out the other side. I like to go over there and listen to videos like, from people or channels that obviously have a different opinion than I have, and it's lazy journalism, however the hell you say that. Journalism, lazy journalism. All right, probably should have worked that word out before I started, but oh well. Moving on. Okay, lazy reporting. All right. These guys. Okay, for example, they give what they do. Okay, and I'm catching on real quick to their method. Okay, how they create their videos. I mean, they basically give you two or three facts, right? So they'll come out and they'll say, hey, the fight's going to be, Cinco de Mayo Day, which is wrong. It's a day after Cinco de Mayo Day. And then, they'll tell you, well, there's going to be a 164.5 pound catch weight. And then, which is true, right? Very true. But then they'll continue on and just kind of babble on for about 8-9 minutes, and they'll give you another fact. And then, so it's like they kind of give you like three meaningful pieces of information, mixed in with a bunch of bullshit. So it's like you waste 10 or 11 minutes, 12 minutes, 20 minutes, and you pretty much walk away with what you already knew. So I try to bring something a little bit new to every video so you can walk away with a lot of facts, a lot of information. Like if you go back, look, I just put out a video breaking down the weight issues that Chavez has had, and I went all the way back to what was it, 2012, the Andy Lee fight. And then we went up to again 2012 Sergio Martinez, 2013 Brian Vera, Fonfera, Reyes, Bridge. I mean, all the way up to the current fight, the Dominic Bridge fight. Okay, I mean, I broke down each and every fight, and I even I talked about the actual weight that or not Canelo but Chavez came in at prior to Andy Lee. Like I mentioned, the guy was coming in, he put on between 18 and 21 and a half pounds. And this is like, these are official weights, okay? He would get on the HBO scale and come in, like 20 pounds over, okay? And then he gets into the Martinez fight and, had more problems making weight. Like I said, we went over all this. I don't want to waste too much time with it. Like another example, the Brian Vera fight, the original fight, they had to, renegotiate to a 173-pound catch weight because he couldn't make the 168. Okay, so then they have a rematch, and he made weight. Actually, Chavez came in at 167 and a half. Brian Vera 167 and a half. Okay, but going back to like the Rubio fight, right? On fight or the on the weigh-in, Chavez was 159 and a half pounds, but he came in at 181. I mean, he put on 21 and a half pounds. I mean, the Manfredo fight, same thing. Weighed in at 159 and a half. Okay, that was at middleweight, and came in at 179. Okay. Sebastian Zabik came in or weighed in at 160, came in at 180, put on 20 pounds. The point I'm trying to make here is he's always had like a lot of trouble making weight, but I mean, right now he's looking good. Okay, I mean, I'm actually shocked. He's looking really good, and I'm impressed. Okay, I'm going to tell you, I'm impressed, but like I said, I got two new things I want to tell you. And one, I completely forgot about until I heard it in another video. And it was like one of those, like, like a hand to the forehead moments. Like, oh shit, like, how did I forget that? Okay. And I have proof. Okay. Proof. I'm not just saying that I can prove what I'm going to tell you. Okay. But we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I mean, he's looking really good. All right. I mean, here's my question, though, what I don't know. Okay, the fight is going to be at 164.5 catch weight, right? And if any pound Chavez is over, they're going to charge him $1 million, fine him a $1 million fee, which is insane. But what about Canelo? I mean, that's what I want to know. Can Canelo come in at whatever weight he wants? I mean, because we all know, I mean, Canelo has a huge advantage in every fight. You know, the Angulo fight, the Erislandy Lara. Actually, the Erislandy Lara was probably, you know, I don't want to say at that time, I think Lara had one loss at that time. And it was at a catch weight, but you know I think that might have been a pretty even fight. But Kirkland definitely not even. Cotto, no way that was a fair fight because we know Cotto was old and Canelo came in the bigger man, and of course Amir Khan. I mean, come on. And then the Smith fight, same thing. That was at the 154 and a half pounds, or 154, and then Canelo comes in damn near a light heavyweight. So every single fight since September of 2013, the Mayweather fight, he's had some kind of advantage. So I want to know. If does he have a weight limit cap? I mean, is there a clause on Canelo and his weight, right? I mean, can he come in a light heavyweight? Can he come in, 170, 175 pounds? I mean, just like, Chavez did back in the day. Uh, that's a great question, and I don't know the answer to that, but I am looking and I will find out. Right now, I don't know, but I want to know, is there a clause on Canelo or is it just Chavez? But okay, here's something I wanted to that I can't believe I totally forgot about this. Okay, during the Kirkland fight, all right, I went to that fight. I covered it as press, had my press credentials and all that stuff. Okay, so I went there at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, and I interviewed Kirkland. Now, before I interviewed Kirkland, I was hanging out with his team. They all had the red. I believe it was red. Yeah, I think it was red, and Canelo had blue. Yeah, the red, jackets on, the sweatsuits. Kirkland was trying to drain down and make that weight, that Canelo catch weight, okay? Uh, and by the way, people out there that say, Kirkland wasn't drained, bullshit. I was there for like 4 days with him. It's 100 degrees in Texas, and this guy's got on a sweatsuit in the middle of a black asphalt parking lot, okay, doing interviews. I mean, sweating, sweat just pouring off of him. I was right there with him, okay? But anyway, in their contract, in the Canelo Kirkland contract, there was a stipulation that Kirkland could not train with Ann Wolfe. Okay, I mean that's breaking news right there. I mean, I cannot believe I forgot about that. And in my interview with Kirkland, which I'll post it on the channel, I asked him. I said, why aren't you with Ann Wolfe? Now we know Ann Wolfe. Her gym's right there in Austin, Texas. Pretty close to where I live. It's about a 2-hour drive, 20-minute flight. I used to go there every weekend and hang out and everything. It's not far. Okay. But in that interview, I asked Kirkland about, and that was a big deal. It'd be like if Pacquiao isn't training with Freddie Roach, right? I mean, obviously you're going to ask him that question, like, why aren't you with Ann Wolfe? And he just said, well, I can't really talk about that. And I thought that was odd. I was like, oh, you can't really talk about that. And like I said, prior to that conversation, his team told me that they had a stipulation in the contract that he couldn't train with Ann Wolfe. I mean, now think about that. What kind of shit is that? That, Canelo and Golden Boy Promotion is going to put in their contract. You can't have your normal trainer, because we know Ann Wolfe is brutal, man. I mean, she would have got him in impeccable shape. Just, I mean, superior top-notch shape, okay? So, I mean, it would be like if someone, told Pacquiao, you can't train with Freddie Roach. It's crazy. Or Brandon Garcia, you can't train with Robert Garcia. Or, tells, some other dude, you can't train with Virgil Hunter. I mean, I've never even heard of that, to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever heard of that in any fight. But Golden Boy Promotion, they didn't want James Kirkland training with his normal coach. Okay, and like I said, I was told that through his team, and when I actually had a chance to ask him about it, he just said, I can't talk about it. And I took it as, he didn't deny it, say, oh, well, hell no, I got my new coach here, we're doing great, and I'm excited about it. He was very somber and just said, I can't talk about it. I mean, you don't say I can't talk about it if it's not true. You just deny it and move on, okay? So I mean, look, that's a bombshell right there. Okay. And another thing I've heard is also they're talking about a potential rubber match. Okay. Look at this picture here. I'll get off that one. They're talking about a potential rubber match, like Golden Boy Promotion. They put out. I'm sure you heard about the interview with Oscar De La Hoya, saying, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a rematch, or possibly three. Three fights, a rubber match, and what a way to avoid Gennady Golovkin. I mean, could you imagine if Canelo does lose? Like, let's say by some crazy chance he loses, or maybe he wins, and then in a rematch he loses, or they might have a draw, or something, or maybe Canelo loses by decision and then he claims he got robbed and they're going to do it again, and but don't worry, we're going to get the Gennady Golovkin fight 2018, don't you worry, just keep buying these pay-per-views, keep shelling out that money, don't you worry. Okay, so look guys, my point is the shit that Canelo does, and the things that Golden Boy Promotion, things that they do, it's abnormal to boxing. I mean, there's always negotiation, okay? There's always, you want to give your fighter the best advantage you can give him. I get that. But when it becomes just unfair, when it becomes lopsided, it's, I don't even consider it's not boxing. That's not boxing to me. To me, that is basically entrapment. You're setting someone up to fail. You're taking, pretty much a pick'em fight, like a 50-50 fight, and you're turning it into a 70-30, or maybe like a 60-40. Okay, that's what we have here. Okay, and like I said, I want to know, what weight can Canelo come in at? If Canelo, or if Chavez, if he's just got to come in at 164.5, what about Canelo? I haven't heard anyone touch on that. I haven't heard anyone talk about that, and I want to know. I mean, that's huge, because and I guarantee you, I bet that there isn't a clause, there isn't a rehydration cap on Canelo, is what I'm kind of thinking. Now, I could be wrong, but if there isn't, and he can come in at whatever weight, I mean, that's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. And I know all the Canelo people out there are going to say, well, Chavez, he's a lot bigger and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Canelo's always fighting little guys, and draining them down or whatever. So, come on. But even the Amir Khan fight. Remember the interview that I referred you guys to about 2 weeks ago, where Amir Khan gave an interview and he said that he wanted Golden Boy to put a rehydration clause on Canelo, and they wouldn't do it. They would not do it. They refused. They said no. We'll weigh in at the agreed weight. And then on fight night, you weigh whatever you want, and he'll weigh whatever he wants, and it is what it is. Sign the contract or don't. That's how they play. That's how they play ball. That's how they do business. I mean, they give him every advantage in the world. And again, to tell a fighter you can't use your normal coach, you cannot use your coach. I mean, that's got to be like the biggest diva demand I think I've ever heard. I mean, that trumps Mayweather. That tops them all. To tell a fighter you cannot use your coach. I mean, that blew me away. So, but like I said, right now, Chavez, he's looking really good. He's in shape. But another thing I'm worried about is he's going to come in overtrained. I mean, he's on a diet right now, and he's looking great. I mean, I think if he continues on like he's doing now, he will make that weight. Okay. And and I'm curious, when they get to like that 30-day weigh-in and all that, I'm curious. I want to see the Twitter pictures, to see what he's at, because right now he's looking like, man, maybe 170, probably maybe in the high 160s. I mean, that's what he looks like now. He's got the six-pack going. He looks lean and trim. But the question is he going to fall off? I mean, there's a long time between now and May. Like, is he going to overtrain, or is he going to fall off? His diet, I mean, and then, put on a bunch of weight. But, like I said in my other video, if I was Chavez, I'd probably come in a light heavyweight, pay the fine, and beat the shit out of Canelo. That's probably what I'd do, or at least try. But, he might, who knows, man, he might feel more comfortable. He might feel better, at a lower weight. Definitely not 164.5, but Because look, like I said, the last time he was anywhere near that weight was against Sergio Martinez. So, what do you guys think? I mean, leave your comment below. I want to know what you think about this Canelo bullshit. I mean, it's getting. Look, I'll admit, I was a Canelo Alvarez fan back in the day. I really was. Back in probably, I don't know, man, 2012, 2013, like right around like the Austin Trout fight, pre Mayweather. And then after the Mayweather fight, I mean, I thought he just got totally exposed, honestly. And then after that, he went on. That's when he started all this diva bullshit. Because I'll tell you what happened. What happened was Golden Boy Promotion. They realized that, okay, when we put him in a fair fight, or when the other guy has any kind of advantage, he's going to lose. I mean, that's what happened. I mean, look, even Amir Khan was picking him apart until he got knocked out. Okay, so that's the game they play. And look, if you guys know anything about preparation for boxing, about getting a boxer ready, that's what they do. They come up with a plan, they stick to it. It's a blueprint. It really is. They come up with a blueprint to beat each and every opponent, and they had one even for Khan. They knew, yeah, I'm going to get touched up for probably 3 or 4 or 5 rounds, but then I'm going to knock his ass out. I mean, that's it, and then Canelo's going to look like this big knockout artist, and, millions of people are going to buy pay-per-views, okay? Although right now his numbers are slacking. Go back and watch my other Chavez Canelo video where I go over the pay-per-view numbers. I'm not going to do it now, just for sake of time. But, really right now, Manny Pacquiao is the pay-per-view king. If you look at real numbers, not the bullshit numbers that Oscar De La Hoya puts out, but real numbers right now, Pacquiao is leading the pay-per-view buys. The real numbers that HBO released, okay? Not Twitter, not, Oscar De La Hoya's Twitter, the real actual numbers. So, Canelo's not, any pay-per-view king. I mean, he's probably like number 2, I'd say right now. Yeah, I'd say number 2, maybe 3, but probably number 2. But I think Manny Pacquiao beats him right now, so, and probably not with this Jeff Horn fight coming up, but, I'm talking about like the Bradley fight and the Vargas fight. And look, I'm going to close on this. Isn't it hilarious that HBO, they went with the Sergey Kovalev Andre Ward fight instead of, backing Pacquiao with the Jesse Vargas fight? And then the Pac Vargas fight did double what Kovalev Ward did. I thought that was hilarious. I could just see Jim Lampley and all them fucking suits and ties sitting up there shaking their head going, I thought you said this was going to be huge. I thought the Andre Ward Kovalev fight was going to be huge, be a mega. Yeah, okay, dumbass, It just shows. I mean, these greedy ass people, look, pay-per-view is coming to an end. People are tired of shelling out that kind of money, especially after the whole Maypac thing. Who the hell wants to pay for pay-per-view? When you pay for a pay-per-view fight, it should be a Canelo Golovkin type fight. And look, I will say the Chavez Canelo fight is pay-per-view worthy. But when you really look at the name, okay, the actual, oh, hey, Chavez, Canelo, hell yeah, that's a great matchup, right? Well, no, but then when you look at the details, when he's going to come in a skeleton and Canelo's going to come in a light heavyweight, possibly, no, it's not worth the money. So anyway, guys, like, share, subscribe. I just wanted to kind of update you guys on what I know about the actual fight. And right now, like I said, Chavez looking good. He might pull it off. Right? I haven't made my official prediction. I'm going to do that whenever we get closer, to the actual date to a fight night. Because right now, I want to see if Chavez can remain disciplined. I want to see if he can stick to his guns here. And if he does, I might, hey, I might pick Chavez. I could be wrong, but right now, their plan might backfire because, look, they planned on Chavez coming in overweight. They plan on him messing this all up, so it's looking like, as of now, he's on track, looking good, looking sharp. Anyway, guys, like, share, subscribe, Counterpunch Boxing. We are out.